So I'm gonna title this video King of Cap, and if you see the thumbnail, you already know where I'm going with this. King of Cap, Jason Lloyd, the editor-in-chief of The Athletic for Cleveland. What does editor-in-chief mean? Well, editor-in-chief means that you are the head honcho at the online website that is The Athletic Cleveland. So he has full autonomy to put out whatever message he wants to put out. So the King of Cap entails that he's out there fibbing. He's out there creating a whole lot of yellow journalism. And yellow journalism is a form of journalism where you're very hyperbolic in what you're putting out there. So yeah, the EPA thing, it's a subjective stat. Okay, it's not something that is written in stone. So by that definition alone, that's very hyperbolic in nature. So for you to voice your opinion of Shedeur Sanders solely based on a subjective stat. Now, people, they use EPA, and EPA has become this de facto thing to either boost up a quarterback or put a quarterback down, kind of in place of, actually, I don't know, maybe watching the game, forming your opinion from watching the game instead of a bunch of advanced analytics. That'd be too hard for somebody like Jason Lloyd. He probably just watches the game once and doesn't watch any all 22, because all 22 will tell you a different story. The all 22 is going to tell you about Shedeur, that he's not the worst quarterback in the past 25 seasons. But the EPA stat might. That's where the EPA stat is very misleading. That's why the King of Cap title that I'm bestowing upon Jason Lloyd is fair. When you say things like Shedeur Sanders should be cut from the Cleveland Browns, just based on you believing that he's a distraction, while not even giving any examples of him being a distraction or him having any malcontent with any of his teammates in the locker room. Usually if you're a distraction in a locker room, a la Baker Mayfield versus Odell Beckham, usually there's people in the locker room that were not thrilled that Odell Beckham was cut. So that was a real distraction in the locker room. What you're referring to with Shedeur Sanders is that he's popular in the locker room and that you don't like that, which is fair. If you just want to say you don't like Shedeur because of his fan base and because people go so hard for him and people like to call you out on your King of Capness, just say that. You don't like that people are calling you out on your BS. Just say that. Don't be dragging nephew into his fan base going hard for him. Okay? Be mad at the Shedeurians more than being mad at Shedeur. So you're getting in your feelings. And I've seen this on UCSS. He gets in his feelings about, like, when on the show they have super chats. And man, the super chats when Jason Lloyd be on, they be flaming his butt. So he be in his feelings about that. And I guess if you get online bully that much in your editor-in-chief at The Athletic, yeah, I guess that I guess you're gonna fight back because you can. You're editor-in-chief. That means you the prime dog with The Athletic in Cleveland. That means that you can write whatever you want to, full autonomy. So yeah, the King of Cap, the distraction thing. He was talking about Shedeur being a distraction on 92.3 The Fan. And Ken Carman, he was asking, well, can you give me an example of Shedeur being a distraction? And he pointed to the miming. And I pointed as being Shedeur being immature. That was definitely a misstep by Shedeur. But he really couldn't give any examples. He don't want to say Shedeur should be cut from the Cleveland Browns because he's a distraction. But in the same breath and token, when pushed back about, can you give me examples of being a distraction? He cannot give more examples of Shedeur being a distraction in the locker room. Shedeur has been a model citizen in the city of Cleveland, a city that is majority black, a city that has embraced him. Shedeur was out there in Cleveland. I believe there was a fire in an apartment complex. Shedeur didn't have to give his time to those people in Cleveland, but he gave his time. He could have simply wrote a check. But that just shows you the person that Shedeur Sanders is. And Jason Lloyd alludes to that. I like Shedeur as a person. But you can't say that you like somebody as a person and then you preface that by tearing them down. You can't give somebody a backhanded compliment. He will say something like, oh, he's a distraction. He should be covering the team. But I like Shedeur Sanders. I don't want to hear that backhanded compliment, bro. So if I was like, hey, Jason Lloyd looks like a garden gnome, but hey, he's a hell of a writer, he probably wouldn't take that so kindly, now would you? You know, I said you were a fantastic writer, but I also called you a garden gnome. So that's backhanded compliment right there. You look like a troll. You look like Gollum, bro. I'm just saying, man. So you can't out there capping, okay? This was the same guy that was like, oh, Shedeur's not ready. Shedeur's not ready. Shedeur's not ready. Well, if he's not ready, who is that bestowed upon to get him ready? Wouldn't that be a head coaching issue? Wouldn't that be on Kevin Stefanski to get your rookies up to speed? That's kind of why Kevin Stefanski's not with the Cleveland Browns, according to Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry pretty much said that Kevin Stefanski failed on several marks, not really developing Shedeur Sanders, and also situational football was terrible with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. He didn't say that, but I'm just connecting the dots. And another thing, King of Cap, Jason Lloyd, he was saying before the season that Dylan Gabriel was the better option. Dylan Gabriel was a superhuman processing computer. He didn't say that. Mary Kay Cabot said that. But he didn't say that. You know, he was pretty much saying, Dylan's more ready. Dylan's more ready. Dylan's going to be the better quarterback. Dylan has an opportunity to be a superstar. He said that. He said that. I saw a clip where Jason Lloyd said that Dylan Gabriel has a chance to be a superstar in the NFL. No boo S. No boo S-H-I-T. Wow. King of Cap, bro. King of Cap. And, yeah. He seems like, to me, it's really personal. It seems like it's really personal with a lot of the white media in Cleveland. Tony Grossi, Mary Kay Cabot, she flip-flops. So you really can't, she really don't stand on nothing, if we're going to be honest. Anthony Lima is like probably one of the worst radio personalities out there. He's like, King Carmen always bullies him on 92.3 The Fan. But getting back to Jason Lloyd, King of the Cap. King of Cap, bro, he's just my main issue with Jason Lloyd is the saying that the Shedeur is a distraction while not giving any examples of him being a distraction outside of the infamous miming incident. So you're a reporter, right, Jason Lloyd? You're a reporter at The Athletic. You're editor-in-chief there with the Cleveland branch. So you should have somebody in the locker room that can tell you about Shedeur being a distraction. So why haven't we heard anything about from any of the players that Shedeur is a distraction? Could it be that the locker room actually likes him and, you know, the defensive guys really didn't want anything to do with Kevin Stefanski? That the defensive guys actually liked Shedeur more than Kevin Stefanski? Could that be? I think Kevin really lost the locker room when he did not give Shedeur the game ball after the Raiders game. I think there was a kind of a fracturing with the team because the defense didn't play well the subsequent games after that. They gave up 27 to the Niners, and they gave up 31 points to the Titans. So, yes, there's something to that. I'm speculating there, but I think my speculation is bound in reason and a little bit of merit. But, yeah, Jason Lloyd, how come we don't, if he's such a distraction, how come we're not hearing anything from the locker room? Usually when there's something in the locker room, it leaks out. We have not heard anything from anybody saying that Shedeur was a distraction in the locker room. You know why? Because he was not a distraction in the locker room. So you're out there capping, okay? So you're saying he's a distraction when he's not. You're saying he should be cut because you and your feelings about him. Okay, you said Dylan Gabriel was going to be a superstar. You said Dylan Gabriel was going to be better than him. Not saying that, but you insinuated that. Okay, so all this cap, bro. All this cap, and what it really comes down to is a lot of the white media in Cleveland. They don't like that somebody like Shedeur has such a cultural impact on younger white kids and mainly black people that are in Cleveland, young, old, also in the greater Northeast Ohio region. The city of Cleveland has a black mayor. The city of Cleveland might have a black coach in Nathan Shieldhouse. The city of Cleveland might have a black starting quarterback. And I think that bothers people in Cleveland media that, frankly, Cleveland is a bigoted place. Let's just call it what it is. Northeast Ohio is a bigoted place. Don't question me on that, even though I'm wearing this White Sox hat. I was a Ohio resident for 32 years. I was born in Youngstown, Ohio. So please don't question on what do I know about the socioeconomics and the demographics of Ohio. I lived in Ohio for 32 years. Obviously, I don't live in Ohio now. I have sun panels back there. I'm in California now. But I'll end with this. Bro, if you're going to say somebody is a distraction, please come with some receipts. If you're going to say that Shedeur Sanders should be cut, please name me a quarterback you are going to replace Shedeur Sanders with. I have yet to hear anybody that doesn't like Shedeur tell me a quarterback that could be in place or a real plan of action in place if you are going to trade Shedeur Sanders away. And he even said, he ain't this, I mean, I don't want to say he's like super like unintelligent, but he did say if it's between Shedeur and Deshaun, I mean, he gave him a little bit of a tea leaf. He said he will start Shedeur unequivocally over Deshaun. Well, thanks. Thank you, Jason Lloyd. I guess you aren't a Shedeur hater all the way, but come on, man. I mean, that's obvious. That's obvious to anyone. But, yeah, King of Cap, hey, we don't believe you. We need more people. I'll end the video on that infamous Jay-Z quote. We don't believe it, Jason Lloyd. You need more people. All right, KSK Sports. Like and subscribe. Help your boy get over 400 subs. If you like this style video where I'm kind of walking around, let me know. If you like me just kind of stationary, let me know. Do you like this style better? I kind of like moving around and talking. I think my ideas flow a little bit better. Might be a little bit dizzy. I am moving around, so just caution if you get dizzy. Yeah, I'm moving around a lot in this video. But like and subscribe. Help your boy get the 400 subscribers. Share this video to a friend, to a Browns fan or Shedeur fan. All right, I'm rolling out. Peace.